we finna go ahead and get right into it. We finna go ahead and get right into it. So, for those that do not know, don't know why, but this has been all over the news. Everybody's been talking about it. It's been all over social media about the unfortunate death of our brother Tyre Nichols. We don't know about y'all, but we are very outraged. We are very infuriated. We are very much, pissed off because we just wondering like how many times does this have to happen? And whether it's black or white is completely uncalled for. It's completely unnecessary. And there's no way you can ever justify it or even explain that. You took somebody's life and a woman had to bury her son. And being a mother ourselves, we have so many, emotions going on. So before we get into the brutal, unnecessary killing, of another black man, from what we pretty sure everybody already knows, there have been protesting, everything going on. It's been peaceful so far. After the release of the body camera footage, and this happened in Memphis, like we said, for those that do not know, and I said we don't know where you've been. We've been seeing it everywhere. We just saw a couple of videos on TikTok of this man's mother, crying, and it makes no sense because this is insane. This situation right here, it was black on black. And we are so sick. We are so sick of hearing black people. Yes, we're about to say it. We need to stick together. We need to look out for each other. BS. This is a perfect example right here of the complete opposite of that. We don't know what the hell that means. We don't. All we know how to do is backstab and kill each other, destroy, kill, and take away. We don't know how to help each other. We don't even know what the word support means. We don't. But yet we the main ones crying about it. We the main ones crying when the enemy killed one of us. But we all fine and cool with it when it's one of our own people. That shouldn't be condoned either way. It really shouldn't. Nichols was 29 years old. This man didn't even make it to 30. Did not even make it to 30, which is ridiculous. He was pulled over from what they claim. Now this, we can't even say allegedly at this point because it's all on the internet. It's everywhere. From what the police claim was reckless driving. Okay, yeah, right. And he tried to get away after he was pepper sprayed. For those that have not seen the body cam footage, it is available on YouTube. That's where our husband found it at, and we sat and watched it with him. This man was pepper sprayed numerous times, punched, dragged, kicked, beaten unnecessarily. They could have just let him go. Everybody went home. Now, he tried to get away. Aggressively beaten by the police. Spent 3 days in the hospital and then died. Complained that he couldn't breathe. shortness of breath, and we can kind of relate to this because we went through this with our oldest son's dad. He was beat so bad that family couldn't even recognize him. Now, who was he? Because obviously, we never knew who he was up until this unfortunate, unnecessary incident. And somebody please explain to me, why this even had to happen. Why is it going to keep happening? It makes no sense. This man was a father, he left behind a 4-year-old son. Now, who's going to explain to this young man what happened to his father? Just saying. Who's going to explain that? We lost ours at a young age, so we already know how it feels. And it matters. Hello, it matters, but this little boy still lost his father over some BS. They claim he was drunk, high, whatever the case may be. No, this was like this in every situation that's been going on. Every black man, anybody that's been killed. For real. And it doesn't seem to ever, go change. It doesn't. He was a skateboarder and a photographer from California. Came to Memphis just before the pandemic and was working with FedEx. About 9 months before, like we said, once again, his unfortunate death. And, his stepmom, and we're not going to, say a name out of respect, but described him as one of the people who made everybody around them happy. So, it seems like he was, a cool person, and nobody deserves to die. We don't condone that on any level. Nobody ever deserves to die, period. So, whether he was an A-white, whatever you want to call it, nobody. That's not up to us to decide that. Everybody want to play God when you ain't even got the right one, first off, and take matters into your own hands. And black people, yes, we're about to say this too. We need to think with more logic and common sense than some emotion. Because temporary emotion can cause permanent damage every time. It's like it never fails. We are big believer of that because we've been through it. We've been through it ourselves. Temporary emotion, getting in the moment, in your feelings. Don't even care what was going on, because we're hearing different things that think the police officer knew him, Tyre, and we're gonna get into names in a minute. Guess he was dating the police officer's ex, allegedly, or whatever. And he was targeted. When we heard that, we like, yeah, that make a whole bunch of sense. It makes a whole bunch of sense, because how would you know where he at? How would you even know, where to pull him over for a traffic stop? Do you know how many black men have been killed over just a traffic stop? How many people have lost their sons and their fathers and brothers and dads or whatever? When you talking to us, it got to make sense. And a lot of this garbage we be hearing, it makes none at all. So continuing on, this was on January the 8th. This was over the weekend, y'all. Don't know what y'all was doing, but we were sitting here chilling at home. Apparently, Nichols was taken into custody after a traffic stop that involved 2 confrontations with officers. During the confrontation, and this is all on the body cam footage, during the confrontation, he tried to run because he was trying to get away. As you got people pepper spraying you and beating the life out of you, we would have did the same thing. And we saw on the body cam footage. It's on YouTube. We saw it. They follow him after he tried to run away. Let him go. What black people are we trying to prove? We always got to have the last word. I'm not going to let this man, get the best of me. I'm going to get him. I'm going to whack him whole 9 yards. For what? So you can be right. You can prove a point and prove how tough or prove how much of a tough guy you can be. And you sitting behind bars or you hiding from the law or whatever. Please make that make sense. Please. Following the arrest, and we reading this, y'all. Following the arrest, like we just said, Nichols was complaining that he had shortness of breath, according to authorities, and was taken to the hospital in critical condition, where he died a few days later on January the 10th. Now, of course, we know the body cam footage was not released right away, but due to the outpouring and all the requests, from the public, it was released. And our husband found out, like we said a minute ago, he did show it to us. We were appalled, pretty sure, well, we know for a fact, any black person we know, we were appalled. We were looking at the video like, is this necessary? Like, for real. For those that have seen it, and if you haven't, it's on YouTube. It should be on any platform, honestly. But they was cussing this man out, pepper spraying him, punching him, left him lying on the ground. And we've seen this on the news. 2 of the paramedics who believe that were involved, they were fired from their jobs as well for being neglectful and not, doing what they were supposed to do on the damn job. Now, we only saying this because he is a black man, just like us, but we ain't a fan of the police, straight up. We definitely ain't a fan of black on black crime. We're not, especially with as hypocritical as we can be as black people. It don't make no sense. Now, the body cam footage is a 4-part video. So, if we remember correctly, I think it was like 30 minutes or something like that. And we will be watching it again. But it was like 30 minutes, we believe, but it was long. It was a long video, y'all. You can see in the video, like we said, for those that have seen it. If you have not, you're more than likely going to be offended by it. But we encourage y'all to watch it, for real. Hello, y'all. We encourage y'all to watch it because y'all can see in the video. This ain't even allegedly. It's in the video, for real. You can see them dragging them, shouting profanity. Taser. We forgot to mention that, taser. And pepper sprayed him numerous times. This man on the ground can't even fight back at this point. Like, that's what we say. Make it make sense. And he telling him, I'm just trying to go home. What's the name of it? We're doing a podcast, so we're not doing a movie. This man telling me, I'm just trying to go home. You hear him repeatedly kicking. Officers repeatedly kicking him. Using a baton as he already on the ground. And calling out for his mama. And she said this in the interview when they interviewed her. And this happened. This man was almost home. So obviously he was targeted. We just saying, straight up. But no, this is not no movie. This is something that actually did happen. Like we said, we don't know why people would not know about it. But this is something that actually happened. This ain't no movie. This ain't nothing that we making up. It's all over. We telling y'all, it's all over social media. And we haven't seen the protest, but they reporting that it's been a couple in several cities. But it's been, peaceful for the most part. But we remember when, dang it, who was that? George Floyd, can't think of his name. Just remember the George Floyd. Oh no, everybody tore up city. And we saw a couple people destroying police cars too. So, like we said, I guess their version of peaceful is different from ours, but we don't know. But 5 officers, and we about to give you their names, were indicted, and this was days later, y'all. Days later. Yeah, there he was. Think his ex or something like that. We saw that on Instagram. One of the guys was dating his girlfriend against the officer. Matter of fact, who was it? Demetrius Haley? Because he was one of them. They got his picture plastered everywhere. Plastered everywhere. This man was in his feelings and it said ex. You ain't even with this chick no more. What? Why? You targeted the man, followed him, and took him out. Move on with your life. Go be with somebody else. That's what we're saying. Black people, we need to think with more logic and common sense than emotion. And jealousy, that will do it every time. That's the number one, because we're so jealous of each other because we always competing. When you can stay in your own damn lane, it don't make no sense. So, what we just said, Demetrius Haley, hopefully we say it's right, Darius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin III, Desmond Mills Jr., and Justin Smith. They facing numerous charges. Second-degree murder, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, and that's when Troy tried to run away and they followed him and brought him back to the damn scene. Official misconduct and official oppression of your own people. Wow. Okay. Now, like we already know this, all the officers were black. We done seen the photos already, so we know they're black. On Wednesday, Memphis Police Chief Sherilyn Davis released a video statement discussing the horrific circumstances of Nichols' death. She called it a professional failing and said the incident was heinous, reckless, and inhumane. We completely agree with that. Because why? Jealousy. You know how many exes we have? Do you? Do you? You want to date somebody? We done with you, and we got exes. We got kids with. Do you? We're not gonna sit here and go through all that and get another feelings and emotions because you moving on with your life. You wasn't even with this chick no more, and you followed the dude. You knew where he worked. Whole 9 yards. So.
You talking about Mac Buddy?
Yes, and we need you. Yeah, it was unnecessary. I explain that, like for real. So during a news conference announcing the indictments of the 5 officers, the prosecutors gave the new details about what happened. But like we said, all y'all got to do is really watch the body cam footage. That's all y'all really got to do. We watched it with our husband and was ready to go. We can't say it, but we watched it with our husband. Boy, look at here. Less than 3 hours. And like I said, we reading all this, y'all. Less than 3 hours after it was released. 2 more deputies. So there's 2 more W people showed up at the scene, were fired. The only reason they got off smooth is because they ain't really had nothing to do with it. But, you know. We waiting on you.
Yeah.
We not on camera. Now, I said hubby just getting here, y'all. So like we said, he was gonna be coming in a minute. So he about to go in. We already doing that. But before he start talking, he probably gonna cover a lot of what we done talked about already. But all 5 officers were part of a specialized team known as a Scorpion Unit. We've never even heard of that.
We have. They stole that from the military.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's an acronym for Street Crimes Operations to Restore Peace in Our Neighborhoods. Yeah, right. No, not on here. Right. You don't have to be on camera. But this, it's just sitting on your mouth.
No.
Okay, so now we got hubby in the building. Like I say, he was out handling some business. We been running our mouth, so we're gonna let him get into his outtake of the situation, you know, if you will. So baby, go ahead, introduce yourself. KLG in the building.
Yeah, everybody know me already.
Everybody know
Yeah, they do. Kel Jizzle, Military Camp Records, CEO, actor, rapper, blah, 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 blah.
We talking about right now. We talking about.
All right, first off, we'll do it like this. According to what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches, most of our people believe things have changed from the, and we're going to use this direct representation because you would understand it. Emmett Till.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Everybody made a big blowout because he held the door for a white woman and they beat him to death, talking about he whistled at her, some garbage like that. He didn't ever hold the door for her.
Well, she admitted that she lied on her later.
Yeah, she did though.
Yeah.
He was dead way before her. She had to get a whole life. He didn't get none. But the whole thing we saying is nothing's changed from Emmett Till to today. Not saying it's a good thing. It's a very bad thing. And the police, when you was on the slave farms, according to what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches, they chased you down with horses, right?
Mm-hmm.
They beat you up with sticks and clubs, right?
Yep.
They hung you from a tree. Billie Holiday made a song called Strange Fruit that was about people hanging when she went to Mississippi. She never seen dead people hanging from a tree.
Oh, wow.
And that's what her song was about, Strange Fruit, about black people dead hanging from a tree like ornaments.
I haven't heard that song. I have to listen to it.
Yeah, so that's what the song was about. And we can go from Emmett Till, Harriet Tubman, to Billie Holiday's song, to a whole bunch of other stuff that has been happening to black people that ain't never changed. Now, like we said, they chase you down on horses. They had the dogs chasing you, so on and so forth. Well, now the cars have horses in it. It's called horsepower. They still chase you down. They still put shackles on your wrists, on your ankles with a chain that can go to your neck. Same flavor. Look it up in history. Same shackles. Nothing different. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing is to promote fear. You're not supposed to be afraid of no one. Neither are you supposed to be stupid enough to, put yourself in tragic situations, which we're not knocking what happened to nobody. We're not saying nothing against what happened to nobody. We don't like nothing that's going on. Our people are too busy trying to be cool with their enemy. And some of our enemies are black. They're not all white. They're not all Mexican, Chinese, Saudi Arabian, Indonesian, so on and so forth. Some of them are black. And we say our list to say that nobody should be beaten half to death, as his mama paraphrased like a piñata.
Yeah, we just was on TikTok earlier. We just said that a minute ago. She was talking about what happened, to her son. And when the police showed up at the house, she's like, well, can I go to the hospital? They was like, no. Come on now, that's something.
Well, that was a setup. That was a setup.
It was a cover.
That was a setup, just like George Floyd was a setup. I'm going to use George Floyd too, because the dude that killed George Floyd took his woman. Because George Floyd was doing porn.
Yeah.
And the dude's wife was a stripper. Why would you? Now, George Floyd used to be a cop as well, so they was best friends. Mm-hmm. And they fell out over her. And he caught George Floyd standing on the street, made up something, started swinging on him. George Floyd was a big dude. So once he clocked dude went flying and tumbling and rolling. The other fellow officers looked. Now they think it's something completely different because he done knocked him clean out his socks. Which that was the last, time he knocked somebody out their socks. But the whole thing is, you don't deserve to die just because you make mistakes or you do stuff other people don't like. And when most people have an altercation or a problem with a spouse or girlfriend or whatever you want to call each other, mm-hmm. You take that up with that person.
Right.
If the man came to your house and slept with your wife, was the door kicked off the hinges?
Nope.
Was the glass broke?
No.
Was there signs of a tussle?
No.
Any clothes ripped?
No.
Any bruise marks, scratches?
No, she opened.
She opened the door, let that
him in.
man in. You should. That the problem you got is with the female, not with the man. Not saying go do nothing to her either.
Yeah, but see, what we were just saying a minute ago is us as black people need to think with more logic and common sense than emotion.
Black people?
That's why we said that.
The black people react first, think last.
Exactly.
And that's why we got multitudes of black men and women in prison. Because they thought last. Okay, we give an example as in gangs. Well, everybody know every city got gangs. All of them. And these gangs running around, carjacking, killing, maiming, raping, do whatever they want to do, right? Whatever. And they blaming it on whatever gang they're affiliated with. We ain't gonna call out no gangs because we know who started them all. But we ain't gonna call that out because most of y'all don't even know who started them. Because it's really only two men that started it. But yeah, there was another one somewhere in between there too, but he got whacked real fast. We can go back to the Panthers when they started instituting force against force, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the Constitution ain't for black people. You ain't nowhere in there.
Oh, no.
Declaration of Independence, you're not in there. No. You're not in none of that. You know what I'm saying? If you read it, you might get enlightened like, wait a minute. We're not supposed to pay bills? We're not supposed to pay taxes?
No, you're not. Nope.
You're not supposed to have to pay for nothing because your servitude of our forefathers is supposed to pay the way to pay for that. You know, so let's go back to the brother because it's going to be more. It's not going to be the last one. It's going to be more after more after more. But what y'all like to see is the black on white. For some reason, it's like y'all don't get in the uproar over the black on black. And we dominating in black on black. No other culture running around shooting and killing each other like we do. Nope. Fighting each other, manipulating, backstabbing, stealing from each other. Yeah, women and men, you're a thief. If you're stealing from somebody else, you're a thief. Yep. Prisons is packed with thieves. We're gonna go to an off-brand subject because, like you said, black people don't know. They don't think. Y'all heard some charges got dropped on R. Kelly. Y'all act like this man finna get out of jail. Now, let me break this down for you real quick. Then we're going to go back to the brothers.
See, y'all finna let him out?
No. He already got 30 years from New York. So Chicago had another case set up that was going to give him 90 years. So they was like, it really makes no sense to add the 90 years onto the 30 years because he's going to be like 87 when he get out. Because he's doing fair time. Fair time, it is no good time. You're doing straight time.
Yeah, you got to do all that.
So again, why? That's just like somebody getting double life sentences. It doesn't even make sense. You already got one life sentence. What? You can give you 10 of them. What does it matter? I'm only going to live X, Y, Z amount of years. So, you know, depending on my diet and depending on my religious beliefs, so on and so forth. But back to the police brutality, and these are the people y'all put in office. Yep. Y'all voted for these people. We have never voted. Not something that we're trying to brag about or nothing like that, but we've never seen a purpose for it because them people don't care about you. They don't know you. They don't know nothing about you.
Feel like your vote matters or it counts or blah, blah, blah and all that.
Why don't you look up what the definition of vote is first before you start putting pins and buttons all on your shirt looking like a moron and an idiot, all on your Facebook page looking like a straight idiot. Voting means you're voting to keep a oppressor in rulership. That's what you're voting for. Started with the Caesars. Same thing the president is, a modern day Caesar. Because you have to kill to be a president. You have to kill to be a congressman. This is things y'all don't know nothing about. So every police officer that you see out there running around, 9 times out of 10, they ex-military and been trained to kill. They're not trained to protect and serve. They're trained to cause the problems. So you get out of body, their shield, that Star David that they got on their shirt,
Yeah, that's what we was.
says that they can kill you. When really it started out as G-men. You people don't know none of this. G-men were insurance policy enforcers. So if you violated any part of your insurance policy, the G-men would show up with the black suits and the black shirt. White shirt and black tie, like the men in black, and then they would assess.
Oh, that's what they was.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I bet we.
They would assess what your penalty is, so on and so forth, or your fine was, as per the insurance contract. So G-Man flipped because of Hoover, flipped the G-Man into a task force. Guess what the name of that first task force was?
We have no idea.
Scorpion.
Oh, why we just?
Yes.
Oh, damn, we slow. Okay.
That was the first police officers. They were called the Scorpion team.
The unit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Scorpion team.
Oh.
Because there's only like 5, 6, 7 of them. And then once they started seeing them running around whooping and jumping and beating on everybody wanted to be one.
Man, they don't exist no more.
Well, they do now. Now they call police.
Well, I mean the 5 that.
Oh, them dead. They've been dead. But we just saying the start of it starts from Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover. That's even if y'all know who that is. But and then you had your boy JFK come around trying to do stuff for black people, dealing with a prostitute named Marilyn Monroe that was a prostitute for the mob.
Now we all know who she is.
For the mob. Listen to the words, for the mob. So when the mob start getting what they want, because the mob put presidents in office. So when the mob start getting what they wanted, they offed him and they offed her. One the day before, one the day after. They made hers look like a suicide. And we know these things because we was in the military with some of these idiots that's specialists in making it look like you committed suicide. But you didn't. So there's like these police officers trying to say for anybody that run from them or whatever, basically they saying they committing suicide, and that's not how it goes.
You was trying to get away. You pepper spray us in the face. And you beating us with a baton. Yeah, we gonna try to get away. Why just let the man go home?
Hey, first off, they was punching them all in the face in the car, snatched them out of the car, threw them on the ground. Everybody started kicking him. He jumped up like that. Man, I ain't did nothing. He had his hands out. I didn't do nothing. What did I do? And as soon as he said, what did I do? Now that we know who was there, that's who kept punching him. That's the one that was talking about, yeah, man, I just kept hitting him. I just kept hitting him. He had to be on some type of drugs. Because I just kept hitting him.
Demetrius?
I just kept hitting him. Yeah, I just kept hitting him. I just kept hitting him. And it's like it didn't even faze him. Because the jealousy factor played a part right then and there. When most people don't understand, why would you want somebody that don't want you?
A lot of people, they cannot handle rejection. And apparently in this
You've
situation,
been rejected since you've been on this side of the planet. What you talking about?
It's a whole different process with that.
You don't like
but this man,
rejected.
and we read it again on Instagram. This was this man X that he was supposedly dating allegedly or whatever. And yes, they decided to set him up, follow him. Either way, you know, you can't make no excuse for it. How you gonna justify that? And Demetrius, he was the ringleader. Everybody else was right there along with him. You tell us now.
Well, it was one devil.
You going by yourself to get him. I'm not getting involved in that. They could have said no.
It was one devil, but they was all in their 20s. They all young and dumb. Ain't taking no shots at y'all, but because I know some young people that got brains, and I know a lot of young people that don't.
But like we said, and we thought she was, guess the chick, we don't even know her name yet, but was messing
Who
around on.
cares?
But this was Demetrius' ex that was involved with.
And I wonder why she
Your
was
boy.
his ex.
And they had a child together.
I wonder why she was his ex.
So you pissed off. It's just like jealousy. We've done dealt with that.
Well, if that's your baby mama and you ain't planning on marrying her, you think she's gonna stay single for the rest of her life? How you think you got the baby?
Just say it.
You gotta use your head for more than a hat rack.
That's what we said.
You know what I'm saying? And back to what Dr. Elijah Mama teaches, it's just genocide. You can point the finger, Black Lives Matter garbage, LGBTQBBF question mark / chicken wings. Who the hell knows? You can do all kinds of stuff, but the fact remains, until you remove emotional content from black men, first off, black men, you're not supposed to have emotions in the first place. I don't know who lied and told you was. But if you read scriptures, you're going to find out you're dead wrong. Read Proverbs. It tells you every time you have an emotional content, it can lead to your death. This is for male and female. And they use the female as the bait in Proverbs. For you Bible thumpers. Well, the Quran is way different. It's in the surahs. It's different. So, you want to know what type of person you are, read Proverbs. You might get sick to your stomach. You might actually want to do something different. You know, because lack of knowledge
will have you in situations like this.
Lack of knowledge is a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. You don't got the knowledge. How you know what's going to happen? How you know what's going to go down? You don't know your past. You don't know your present. How are you going to know anything for your future?
Anybody got about the future? They're going to die and wake up somewhere else. That's one of the reasons why people just
nobody's proved that theory.
Nope.
Nobody. And if you order out your mouth anything about Esau, you don't know what you're talking about because he lived to 133. Y'all don't even got the facts right. That's somebody else that got lynch mobbed. And if you got an old school Bible, it'll tell you right on top of the cross, it say Judas. It'll tell you. You can't miss it. However, we're saying all these things to say, the point is to eradicate black. You got birth control, poison in everything you eat.
Everything.
They got you eating bottom feeders, scavengers that put worms in your body. They got you eating pork that put trichina worms in your body. That's where you get your gout, your high blood, your cholesterol, your anxiety. You're snapping all the time. You're pissed off all the time. Aggravated all the time. Dysfunctional. Can't get along with people. Don't know how to talk to people. So on and so forth. You still can't enable them. And ain't nothing gonna change until you figure out how to stop Cain and Abel. Now, them five brothers back, if this was back in the 50s, them five brothers would have got sent to the mosque. And we can't tell you what would have happened to them. But they wouldn't have wanted to touch a gun ever again, let alone a badge. Now, you want to do a little bit more research? Look up back in the 50s and 60s when black people were getting arrested. The police used to ask them, because Honorable Elijah Muhammad was present among us at that time, pushing the Nation of Islam and teaching. And they used to ask black people, you want to go to jail or you want to go over there to the Muslims? Now, these fools used to request jail instead of coming to see us. Because they know we don't play. It's capital punishment around here.
You know what's going to happen.
So you could do it, but you can't face get it done to you.
No.
Yeah. No. That's why there's 1 million people in prison. waiting to die, or got the death penalty, or got 30, 40 years, 50, 60, 70, 80 years. We're not knocking nobody or downing anybody. We're just saying.
No, people don't like when you do them the way they do you.
Man, please.
They don't.
We could walk in the room on somebody that we supposed to be with getting down, and you know what? Take the mattress, take the bed, sheets, pillow, take all that. Both of y'all get the hell out. I'm not gonna jeopardize my freedom and my future. I got kids. I'm not gonna jeopardize my future, my freedom, and my kids ain't gonna have no parent no more because you gonna respect me.
All right, next time I do that, please let us know how that turned out.
You know how it turned out. All right, you gonna get some respect. All right, you get some respect.
We didn't.
No, I'm talking about you ain't gonna get no respect. Like I said, everybody know how that turns out because you ain't gonna get it. Nobody's gonna give it to you. Devil, nobody.
And I'm saying when you don't, just everybody want to retaliate. Because everybody, you want to respect me, but you ain't giving nobody respect. Or you gonna listen to me, but you ain't talking about nothing.
And you and your Christian guns. That's what make everybody feel like they're tough anyway.
Hiding behind the gun. That's not tough.
Nah, that's cowardly at its finest. Yeah, we said it.
And what did you say the guy said, I don't know his name, that the reason why they did it, you said something about single moms or something like that?
Oh, you talking about that newscaster?
Yeah, him.
That brother?
Huh?
Yeah, that nigga said the reason dude got killed is because of single black mothers.
Now, mind you, we seen the bit. You see his mom and dad sitting there.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Mom and dad sitting there together.
I know what he's trying to say because the mothers is the first teachers. I get what he's trying to say, but the two don't coincide. Now, if he was still alive and just took a beating, different story. And it still wouldn't fit. But, you know, people like to say stuff for notoriety, cause a little confusion. You know what I'm saying? I can get a couple of hours, get interviewed, make a fool of myself, just like you got these rappers around here talking about lewd, insidious acts that people is going to jail for. Rappers talking about their mama taught them how to kiss. Yeah. Rappers talking about they drink urine and all types of stupid stuff. Take baths in urine like the Hindus do.
That's nasty.
Yeah. You got celebrities got more than one finger, more than 5 fingers, more than 6 toes, so on and so forth. They're staying celebrities. They're just somebody got more money than you.
Right. Exactly. And we hear more and more celebrities, just side note, on drugs like crazy. You ain't gonna believe
all of them on drugs.
The one person we heard there, we almost felt too.
They get you addicted on purpose. They call it designer drugs. Because it's been designed in the lab to kill you. That's why it's a designer.
And we said, now we don't know.
Prince, ask Michael Jackson, ask DMX, ask Whitney Houston, ask Frankie Lyman. We can take it way back. Oh. We could ask Ray Charles. We can take it back.
Yes, ain't nothing
James Brown. Let's not leave him out. He was infamous heroin and crack addict.
Ain't nothing new.
Who think you got them damn dances from? Well, it was high as I don't know what.
Yes.
Elvis, you already know he was high as I don't know what.
Mm-hmm.
EOD. Anyway, we say all this to say, we got to figure out as black people, according to what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teach, how to come together without the enemy included.
Well, that's not really hard to figure out.
Who? Anybody know who started Black Lives Matter? Caucasian female. Yeah.
And why did she start?
Because she said we don't care enough about ourselves, so she's going to show black people how to care about themselves. When y'all brought us over and stripped us of our knowledge and beat us senseless and killed all of us, now you're going to help us, but you took away from us what we already had,
Right.
which is an oxymoron, but that's what does the devil do? Cause the problem and then come in and act like they're fixing the problem.
Speaking of which, we came back upstairs this morning. I think it was some devil on the news talking about her daughter, reporter. Um, said something about I don't remember the exact words, but it was along the lines of, I'm glad they're teaching my daughter integration because she came home and asked me about Tyre Nichols. So looked at the camera and said, I'm going through it too. It was like, what are you going through? You're not black? How you gonna get on the news and act like you can relate? Think she was blonde?
You talking about some trailer park trash.
Yeah. Talking about she asked her about Tyre Nichols. Like, how can you relate? No, take it however you want to take it. We don't care, but you're not black. How can you relate? Because your daughter asked you a question. Can't no school teach you about integration. There's only one person. And they're no longer here, but we still got all the books to read it. How you...
They're just not in the physical here. As long as we both talking, they're here.
Right. But how can you relate? How can you go sit there? Yes, we finna say it. You can't relate. You're not black. You can't relate.
And y'all know we're going to just do this too. Master Fry Mama to be praised forever. Start by the most honorable and humble Elijah Mama. It's black. The messenger's black. Jesus was black and Palestinian. Moses was black and Palestinian. Abraham was black and Palestinian. Noah was black and Palestinian. All were black and half Palestinian or something. Besides the Prophet Abdullah Muhammad, made a peace and blessing of Allah be upon him 1,500 years ago. That was the only one that was a devil. Everybody else was black mixed. Y'all know this. Everybody know this. Skin of bronze, hair of wool. You show me one white person got some woolly hair. That ain't been augmented or DNA spliced and processed, so on and so forth. But back to police brutality.
We saw that. We like, why do y'all always jump on the news or camera or anything out like y'all can relate to what black people went through? Y'all brought us over here. How the hell can you relate? Well, your ancestors, our apologies, brought us ours over here. How can you even relate?
The training ain't never went nowhere.
But how can you relate?
Willie Lynch letter ain't went. No, and I bet half y'all ain't read that.
Who was this? That's why Jesus was hung.
Who? You mean Judas? Jesus didn't get hung on nothing. Jesus could tune you. He was a brother that could hear you 5 miles away before you even got anywhere near him. He could hear you talking and what you were thinking. So he knew 5 miles before you even got anywhere near him to go the opposite direction. Your Last Supper, he was warning Judas not to go try to sell them out. That's what the Last Supper was. That was Judas's Last Supper, not his. He had plenty more suppers after that. But that was Judas's Last Supper. That was all the FOI's Last Supper together. That's why it was called the Last Supper. Because he sat there and told them, when I get picked up, y'all gonna act like y'all never knew me.
And that's what's happening.
Y'all gonna denounce me? Y'all gonna say I ain't never taught you nothing? Nothing. Right?
Yeah, and it's not. Oh, they gone. It's not that.
Once they gone, because you got to have facts when you talk to us. The messenger gives you 76 trillion years of knowledge. You could have 45 bachelors and 82 masters. You only got 6,000 years of knowledge. If all you read is that Bible, you only have 6,000 years of knowledge. Now, even if you've read the Holy Quran, but you didn't read the one you're supposed to read, according to how the messenger teach it, you still only have 6,000 1,000 years of knowledge. Students, followers, as we are, humble students, minister, sister captain, under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we are in possession of 76 trillion years of knowledge.
Not a competition.
If you don't want that, we don't know what to tell you. But it's a way to get it. It's a system to get it. You ain't just going to get it. Because if you could have just got it, we wouldn't be in this situation we in right now. Where we don't own nothing. How come it's a devil that owns all 50 states? We own no states. None.
Actually, they stole it, so
Regardless of how they got it. They got it. We ain't got nothing. But we got all these billionaires running around bragging about how many cars they got and how many houses they got and how many brothel houses of women they got and sex trafficking schemes they got and so on and so forth. But we don't got none. We got a grocery, my bad. We got a grocery store, a couple restaurants, some alcohol, some bread, some hot dogs, some vegan burgers.
Strip club.
Oh, off the wall. No farmland, really. No, really no nothing. We have nothing. We don't got our own bank. We don't got nothing. You can start a business and make it go big and become a part of the so-called stock exchange, which we wouldn't recommend it, but you can start your own stock exchange. Buy your own gold.
Yep.
Barter your own gold and make deals, like they did with the Saudi Arabian royal family. The only reason why you got buildings downtown, because they paid for it.
Yes. So currently, all 5 of these officers are sitting in Memphis in jail. Obviously, we gotta wait for the rest of the details to unfold, if you will.
PC.
Protective custody. Yeah. Remember that?
Boys in GP.
Oh, somebody gonna get to them. But anyway, guess we assuming it's gonna go to trial. So obviously y'all keep it locked. We're gonna be doing the same thing.
We hope it don't go to trial. We hope the brothers in there beat them niggas to death. Make a long story short.
We really want to say what we hoping they're doing, but
I mean, it's gonna be hard for them to get to them right off.
Eventually.
But when they start taking food, books, so on and so forth, that's how they're gonna get at them.
Eventually they will. And we hope, and we don't, and especially when you kill your own people, we ain't got no sympathy for you. We really don't. And we had to learn this from experience because we was hard-headed too. There's so many other ways you can handle different, anything. Scratch that, anything. But like we both said, we react first and think later. There's so many other ways. This situation.
You gonna respect me? You gonna?
Oh no!
The third, I told you.
You ain't finna get the best of me. No, I'm gonna show you.
All right. Next thing you know, you're either in the ground or on a 5x6.
And the part that's really like getting us, we don't know if you're gonna feel the same way, is watching his mom sitting here crying because she got to bury her child. Like, we got 2 boys ourselves, and yeah, we got one that's a knucklehead, but still, don't nobody deserve to die. Like, we got 2 aunts that we got 2 aunts, we got 2 cousins that we lost. We don't know how. We'd be pissed. Time out, protesting and riding. We be riding through the city looking for you. Where you at? If we ain't already in custody. Like, and it's your own. It's supposed to be your own brother. That's what.
Well, it's a new thing we can do nowadays. And all you got to do is put in a request. But your request got to be accurate, and it has to have a purpose.
Yeah.
And items get moved. Living proof. We requested for quite a few people, and there's long ago. chilling. See what I'm saying? So you really don't ever have to. I'm gonna quote it for y'all. Y'all heard it before. Vengeance is mine, saith
Oh
the
yeah.
Lord. Right?
Yes. We just
Vengeance is his, not yours. So you getting bent out of shape and going to go make somebody pay for it is called what? Revenge. Now you're being the God.
I just said earlier.
He also said, do not worship no gods or idols before me, for I am a jealous God. So you can't even worship yourself before him.
Oh, you hear us talk. We ain't nobody. We ain't. We just a little.
Oh, you are somebody. It's just they don't know.
No. We're gonna try to explain this. Hopefully, it's gonna make sense. But when we say it, we don't try to think of ourselves as above. You know,
I mean, you don't have to. You already are. You don't have to. The knowledge separates you.
Oh.
So that's like putting the ox and that next to each other. Two different things. Same family.
Okay.
Same family, but two different entities.
So you're saying because of the knowledge?
Yes.
That separates us?
That separates you from any infidel.
And puts
you in front of them, not behind them.
No, it's like above. Well, it was in front, but
in front of them. Because remember the master when he was doing the math, it was in front or behind.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So we don't go above, we go in front of or behind.
Okay.
So we always behind Allah.
Oh yeah.
And everybody else is behind us.
And speaking of that, if people knew this, kill no one whom Allah had not ordered to be killed. Y'all want to play God like it's
well, the Christian guns is a handheld gun because it can determine life or death.
That's like Russian roulette, though.
You can wound somebody or you can kill them.
But isn't that like Russian roulette?
Well, the scriptures say, even in the Bible and the Holy Quran, the moment you put a Christian gun in your hand, you no longer have a God.
Right.
So you're on your own.
Yeah.
So if you're just going to get 1,000 years, you just killed that.
So you pick up a gun.
You
just by owning it.
Just by owning
the gun.
That means
you ain't got to shoot nobody.
That means you do not believe in God at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we just clarifying.
Allah got it all. That means you do not believe in him at all.
So just have one in your house.
So how you gonna say no weapon, form, or fashion shall prosper against the righteous, but you go buy one? Then you're not the righteous.
Isn't that hypocrisy?
That's called lunacy.
Well, that too.
Because you're not the righteous. Righteous people don't have fear. We don't fear nothing. We're not stupid enough to get ourselves done up.
Right.
But we don't fear nothing. You want to do some research? Go back to 1959. Courthouse.
Yes.
There was a brawl in the courthouse because one of the bailiffs manhandled one of the sisters in front of the brothers.
Oh, boy.
Brothers got up, tore the courthouse in half. Over 200-300 rounds were fired. No Muslim got hit. The judge was dead, the bailiff was dead, and 4 police officers was dead from gunshot wounds. We just giving this example. When you believe, nothing can harm you. But when you're an idiot, you get dead. Not saying nobody, because it's a question that's always asked amongst the Muslims, and we'll get this to y'all. This ain't gonna harm you, but it's just a question, and you can answer it or you can not answer it. But here's the question: if you were going to die, would you want to know before or not?
People gonna say no.
Well, regardless of what your answer is, there's only one real answer. And, because most people have kids and then they say their life over. The kids is the future. Look at these little kids out here.
No.
Worthless.
No.
Draws hanging out, male and female. All this gayism and fagism, just like Sodom and Gomorrah. Oh, there's a bunch of police brutality in Sodom and Gomorrah, too. Nineveh, Babylon, same. Nothing changed.
It needs to, and it's gonna start with us. But we doing little reckless, dumb stuff like this. And another thing we don't think about as Black people is the effect it causes on everybody around you. When you do something heinous and ludicrous as this, you're affecting your family, their family, and we don't know if anybody knows, but he had a 4-year-old son.
That's why we said George Floyd and a whole host of other people, because we just getting down to the wire now. So we're coming to the end of a cycle. Most of these people don't even know how many wars is going on. It's like 8 wars being fought right now that y'all know nothing about that's going to come here.
If you watch the news,
Dallas, California, Las Vegas, these people getting snowstorms. They don't even have snow plows. They don't even know how to deal with that type of stuff.
They never got it.
So the times have changed, and if y'all don't know, at least 15, almost 20 years ago, the North Pole and the South Pole switched. So that means all of the weather that the North Pole was getting went to the South. All of the weather that the South was getting went to the North. So if the South was hot and the North was cold, South going to be cold and North going to be hot. That's going to cause a climate mixture, according to what the messenger teach, that cause horrific storms, which ain't horrific, they're very beautiful to us. But they're going to cause storms, snow, water rising up, so on and so forth. And if you look at it, half of this planet, including overseas, is underwater. The Euphrates River, everybody want to quote that one. The Euphrates River, and dried up. We found gold. We found the tomb of Akhenaten and this, that, and the other. Yeah, why do you think they was down there?
That's it.
Got out of pocket. But anyway.
Yes.
Police brutality ain't gonna nowhere till you get rid of the police. Guns ain't going nowhere until you stop buying them. Because they ain't never gonna stop making them. No. They got guns that can see through walls. We used to use them. They got guns that can shoot around corners. We used to use them. Using the military. And they're trying to come out with all that stuff now for the average Joes and regular people. Night vision goggles and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I can't think of what's them damn shades that when you put them on, it look like it's daylight and it's nighttime.
I don't remember the name of it. We were talking about it.
I can't think of the name of them boys. But anyway.
But yes, y'all. We finna get ready to close out. But yeah, this is something we had to get on here and talk about. We push everybody is as well. But the only difference with them and us is we really, Black people, we got to do way better than this. This thing, along with all the other Black men that was murdered, this didn't even have to happen.
Women too. Let them murder women too.
Oh yeah, women too.
Kids.
None of that had to ever happen. And they may not ever hear this show. We're gonna say it in a way. Our condolences to his family.
Our condolences to all the Black families.
All of them, man.
That have lost.
You know everybody. Everybody. And this, we wish we could say it's going to get better. We wish we could say it's going to change. It can. It's always possible. We still believe that. But, we got to wake up and do so much better. Get out these emotions. Get out competition. We can go down the list. But
so-called entertainers ain't making it no better either.
No.
All y'all talk about killing each other.
No. And then y'all
you paint the picture for them.
Idolize it.
And they go watch a movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Lava Scream, whatever.
If they come with the 100th version of that movie, y'all stop making this stuff over and over and
They
over.
might as well come out with another week song.
Yeah, that wasn't weak.
After the first one with people getting trapped in traps and this little idiot riding around on his tricycle with his ugly self.
Talking about the puppet.
With his little ugly self.
Well, we've seen all of them and we liked all of them.
Yeah.
But you know, to each his own.
That's just like they remade Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 15 billion
Yeah.
times.
Now that we haven't seen.
You got a billion Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers movie.
I think they done with Michael Myers though.
Well, we didn't see the last one. Because he'd have been dead in all of them. Jason was anchored and tied down with an anchor at the bottom of the ocean.
It still came back. What's up?
Yeah, because lightning supposed to struck the thing that was in his body. Which we know that's all some holy glory, but
Yeah. But anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
Enlighten yourself. There's other ways to enlighten yourself besides what you think you know. Get out of your emotions. None of us are authorized to have them, but women are authorized to use them. We're not. Because they're nurturers, they're the first mothers. So they can apply it. We don't know how to apply it because ours lead to people getting dead. So we said that to say, love your fellow brother and sister, whether you like them or not. Well, that's if they ain't no, if they ain't no, fruitcake.
Buttercup.
Yeah.
Buttercup.
Buttercream.
Mm-mm. We ain't getting the West Side right now.
But yeah, that's it. That's all we got. That's what we got for y'all, man. Because we can talk all day.
Oh yeah.
Y'all ain't gonna bust a grape.
Yeah, and we figured that might not happen, but we still, as soon as we heard it, we finna do a show. And we did one when George Floyd was killed. We was in Atlanta at the time, but yeah, we just gonna piggyback.
You wanna go back to Trayvon Martin?
Oh, let's please go back to that because he got off.
Oh, he did.
He was acquitted. He was acquitted.
The dude that killed Trayvon Martin, he did.
Okay, this is news to us.
When did
this happen?
He got dead. About sometime last year.
You talking that video we saw on TikTok?
George Zimmerman?
Yeah.
He did.
That video that was on TikTok? What the guy say he was at? That was a woman.
No, it wasn't a TikTok video.
Oh, it was some. Okay, no, we just making.
It was on the news, actually. He supposed to got the altercation when somebody had a heart attack.
Well, where we at?
Well, we just saying, what goes, comes.
Wow. Okay. I don't know where we was at, how we missed that, but hey, cool.
That's just like that brother that gave that little 18-year-old girl them drugs that got locked in the freezer and froze to death. Somebody need to go upside his head.
Oh, it's gonna come. Okay, and penalty is gonna come with a punishment every time.
No break today at all.
It's gonna come with a punishment for sure. But yeah, we're just gonna piggyback on what our husband said. You gotta love yourself first, and enlighten yourself first with real knowledge before you try to enlighten or love somebody else. We got to get out this jealousy, like we said. We can go down the list, but black on black is. Come on now, we doing their job for them. Really. People, move on with your life. Nobody don't want you. They don't with somebody else. Move on with your life. It's real simple, actually. But of course, we got to make stuff difficult and more difficult than the blind man putting on makeup. Of course, we got to do all that. And we can just do a simple thing. Oh, so that's what you? Okay. I'm out. But practice what you tell everybody else. Don't be no hypocrite. We can go down the list, but ultimately, Black people, we are messed up and we need to do a whole lot better than what we're doing. You ain't as fly and all that as you think you are. Just
and
saying.
you can't fly. So
Well, we mean fly, everybody.
No, I'm just saying that you know what the definition means. So you can flip flop the word all you want. The definition is something that can hover in the sky.
Exactly. And a lot of us, none of us can do that. So you're not who you really think you are. We need to learn that. Follow on Elijah Muhammad teachings, and you will, and we can tell you from experience ourselves. It's gonna be a whole easy route if you choose to take it. But we all like the hard route. Let me just say we all like the hard route.
One or two of us that are gonna go easy route. Everybody else, I can still do what I want. Okay.
Have at it. But like we said, we just said it's not gonna get you nowhere.
Trip and fall and get off the basement floor.
That's on you.
You figure it out. You was on the third floor. You wound up on the basement floor. Through the floor. I mean, do your thing.
Like Iron Man came through the damn floor.
Right.
I almost messed up all his cars. Perfect example of that. We just said that for an example. But yes, y'all. Thank you to everyone for catching another episode of Real Talk and Real Topics. This is your girl, Queen Candy.
Girl Jizzle.
We finna go ahead and get out of here, y'all. Make sure y'all stay safe. We will talk to y'all this and every Thursday.
And put a mask on.
We're so sick of that. The pandemic
ain't went nowhere.
Well, this news out, y'all. Just talk to our daughter. And just not telling her she had COVID. Well, mommy, I ain't wearing no mask. All right. All right. Y'all think it's all sweet if you want. Everywhere we go, we wear one. People looking at us like we funny. No.
They do the same thing to us, but it is what it is.
When
you're a leader, you don't follow. You lead.
Unless we have to, we don't go nowhere. We ain't trying to be around nobody. We're not getting sick behind nobody. Forget that.
You get sick behind me?
Yeah, because you got us sick.
We didn't get you nothing.
Yes, so, well, that's a whole nother
Should have been smooching all on us and stuff while we were sick.
Well,
when you got sick, we didn't get sick that second time. You had to play.
You want to smooch somebody else? And you know it's still alive.
Go ahead. You be back.
Babe!
I'm worthless niggas out there. You be back fast.
They tried to. Oh, yeah?
Come out their mouth. Gonna have something to do with you breaking yourself.
Lie. That's what they're going to do. Lie.
You break yourself. As soon as you break yourself.
What you want me to do?
I ain't tell you to do that. You did that on your own. What?
Huh? What you said?
Okay.
Oh, nah. You tripping.
And here comes the emotional content. Domestic altercation.
And bam. Whole 9 yards. Y'all. But yeah, we just sitting up in here clowning real fast. But yes, y'all can catch, of course, listen every Thursday. Real Talk and Real Topics with Queen Candy and KLG.
Why men and women can't stick together?
You say it every episode.
Because they can't. That's our problem. Everybody wants something somebody else got. Why don't you take your shoes off and just walk up on somebody, man? Give me your shoes. You take mine then. You want what somebody else got.
Well, we close.
I know, my bad.
See, this is what we deal with every day, y'all. Just a little snippet, just so you know. He over here mumbling like we can't hear him. I know how it go. If you marry, you know how it goes. Well, not y'all. But anywho, we clown and laugh and we talk about real stuff, but we laugh and joke too, y'all. So it is what it is. But like we said, y'all, why men and women can't sit together? We already did that episode. And that was you gotta say it louder than that.
No, not really, though. Tired of that thing.
Yeah, we both been tired. See, that's what happens when you actually out here hustling, trying to
Took no bread. Don't tell me took
make
bread to pick you up.
make moves.
So
Okay.
I was on a little nap.
Welcome to the entrepreneur,
Entrepreneur.
entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. Well, we need to do that too. Well, anyway. All right, y'all. Fool. We finna go ahead and get out of here. Thank y'all again. Shout out to everybody that caught the show or anyone that will hear the show. Hopefully it's something registered in your brain. We still gonna keep moving regardless. But yeah, closing out black people, we need to do better. And like a husband said, we need to learn how to stick together. So with all that being said, military, we are out. We will talk to y'all next week.
Peace.